Don't worry, Nerd Vengers. I'm on my way. And top of the morning to ya, ladies and gentle beings. Here in the Nerdmobile on my way to Nerd Vengers Tower. Oh, man. Lots to get into today, man. When last we spoke, for many of you, it was either pre-Kenobi Episode 4 or right after Kenobi Episode 4. And so I want to get into that. I want to get into my full thoughts about this episode and about the series overall. I think it's going to be a fun, enjoyable conversation. So that should be really, really cool. I also want to talk about Miss Marvel, which I loved Episode 1 of. And I want to kind of talk about that a little bit and recommend Miss Marvel to many of you guys. And there's some other really creepy, weird, not great news about Ezra Miller. So we'll briefly touch on that as well, and we'll save plenty of time for Q&A and for just in general feedback from the chat. It's going to be a discussion, very interactive. So that's what we're going to be doing today, okay, everybody? And let's just try to keep it chill. Hold on to your butts. I'm pulling into the tower. I'll see you in a second. Oh, you might think that was kind of weird. What was he doing there? No, that's actually my thoughts on Kenobi, Episode 4. That's actually the take. That's the take. Detailed, extravagant, elaborate. That's the take. So, anyways, welcome to the show, everybody. How you guys doing? Let me know, chat. How are we doing today? What's going on? How's everybody doing? How's it? How you doing? What's up? Right on, man. Right on, man. Yeah. Oh my God, Ezra Miller impression? I'd rather not. Camu Saf is like MCU, so he's obviously doing well, feeling good. What's up, Nerd of the Rings? How you doing, brother? Good to see you in the tower. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, those Warriors lost, huh? Uh-huh. Okay, so, yeah, I guess let's start. Look, this is actually quite, we keep it pretty light here. We like to have fun. I goof around a lot. In fact, if you ever take anything that I say or do on stream seriously, you're probably fucking up, okay? But slight, kind of change in that. Look, man, there was a story that broke, I think it was yesterday, maybe the day before, about Ezra Miller. It's honestly so fucking disturbing and so whack. The more I look into it and the more that people bring information to me, it's absolutely horrible, okay? It's absolutely horrible. And, you would think at some point there has to be a tipping point for the Flash film. I really do not see a way that this person wiggle worms out of this controversy again. And I know there were some efforts made yesterday to bring in a different side of the story, right? To share, the other side, right? Often in these situations, there are three stories. There's, this person's story, there's this person's story, and then there's the truth, which usually lies right there in the middle, right? I just got to tell you, man, from everything I've seen and everything that was shown to me and that people came forward to talk to me about, it is beyond disturbing. It is beyond disturbing, and I don't know what's going on with that person or with Warner Brothers or whatever. But at this point, I don't really know how they can release the Flash with him, right? So here's what I would ask all of you. What do you think? Let's stop for a second. Like, what would you do if you were Warner Brothers at this point? What do you think Warner Brothers should do? Let's ask the class. Let's see if anybody's got a good take or anybody's got something that they would want to do. Shamook to deepfake Grant's face on his. I actually don't hate the deepfake thing. I think the problem is that would cost a lot of money, and it's just like there's no guarantee. Like, here's from Warner Brothers' perspective, right? There's no guarantee that works. Give him a raise. Yeah. There's no necessarily guarantee that would work and not look like Frankenfilm, right? So we don't really know. Courtney says scrap the movie. Yeah, I got to be honest. That's kind of where I'm at with it. You know, I said this on Twitter, and it's for real. This is how I feel. Maybe this is a flagrant opinion or whatever, but I would cancel the movie and I would sue Ezra for damages if I were Warner Brothers. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, that's 100% what I would do. Is that colored by my absolute disgust for some of the things that I heard yesterday? Yeah, for sure. But I was already off the Ezra train. 100% was already off the Ezra train. I honestly can't believe that this person has not been reprimanded or affected at all by Warner Brothers or even law enforcement at this point. Like, it is literally ridiculous. So I would, I would literally sue him. I would cancel the movie and I would sue Ezra. That's what I would do. Yeah. Canceling the movie is a bit much. I don't know what other choice they have. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what other choice they have. To be honest, I don't see how, because what's happening right now, the story basically, the best way that I can say it is that Ezra started and this is documented. This is going to court. So you know what discovery is? Like, this is going to court. So I believe that Warner Brothers will have they will have to make some kind of a decision after this court case. I cannot imagine that this will just go away. This one, right? So the best way to explain this is that there is a person whom Ezra befriended when they were 12 years old. When this person was 12 years old, Ezra befriended this person. And what the parents are claiming is that Ezra did a lot of bad things as this person aged. That's probably the best way that I can say it. You know what I mean? And look, there's perhaps an angle here where maybe Ezra didn't do some of the things that the parents are suggesting, right? But you can't, as far as I understand it, it's pretty irrefutable that Ezra had some kind of a relationship with a 12-year-old. You know what I mean? And I don't know what to say with that. I mean, it honestly disgusts me. It literally disturbs me. And a lot of the things that people were talking to me about or bringing up yesterday, I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? So, I mean, we'll see, because again, this is going through the courts. And I honestly, like, I'm kind of shocked. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was already off that train. Do you know what I mean? I was already off that train. And yet now I might be on a different train. You know what I mean? Like what now? There has to be ramifications, kind of a train. It's kind of where I'm at. So I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. But at this point, I mean, if you're Warner Brothers. You know, and you're standing in the wake of the Amber Turd trial and, you know, that situation with Johnny Depp. And now you're looking out at The Flush with Ezra. I really and truly don't know. I don't know what their options are. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what their options are. I would, I would be shocked. I would be shocked if this movie came out. Like, I honestly don't know. I don't know what their options are. Like, to be honest with you, like, again, my thing is cancel the movie and sue Ezra for major damages. I'm talking like tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what I would do. But who knows? Okay, let's move on to much better, much lighter, much more happy things. Let's talk about Miss Marvel. What a surprise. You know what I mean? Like, what a surprise. You know, I've been saying for a long time, and some of you guys reminded me kindly, as you usually do, on Twitter, that you're like, Josh, you were really against Miss Marvel. You said it wasn't made for you, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? And all that. And it's true. You know, according to a lot of the sort of reports, coverage, reviews of Miss Marvel, I was like, dude, this shit ain't for me. You know, it's a tweeny, you know, kind of movie, coming of age, young girl kind of story. You know what I mean? Like, that's really not for me. But I gave it a fair shake. You know what I mean? Like, I gave it a fair shake. And I got to be honest with you guys. I was pleasantly surprised. Very pleasantly surprised. Like, I think that at the end of the day, many of you still probably wouldn't dig it because it is that, you know what I mean? It is really like coming of age, you know, it's focused on a high school girl, you know what I mean? And her getting powers and all of that. But I will just say that the directing, the acting, the characters, the sort of fun, like, because there's so much MCU fun and flavor in it. If you're a massive fan of the MCU, I think there's a lot in there that you can enjoy. And I think that's part of the thing, right? They wanted to sprinkle a bunch of things that basically any hardcore Marvel fan would like, right? So there's a ton of that kind of stuff. I also think that the sort of Scott Pilgrim-esque or, you know, I don't know what exactly you want to call it, but the editing and the visual effects and things like that are on point, bro. Like, here's the thing for me. If you accept the genre, okay, and you accept what it is, and you're just kind of looking to see like how entertaining is it, you know, how are the characters, like, are the characters cool, are they enduring, you know, what's up with the pacing, what's up with the editing, you know, how does it work just as an episode of television? It's incredible television. Like, I'm about to say some stuff about, I think, like, our conversation about Kenobi is going to be really interesting because I really do believe Kenobi is subpar to even just regular-ass television standards, okay? There's a ton of stuff in the Kenobi show that I like, but it is, like, Looney Tunes level bad with a lot of its writing choices, right? And in a world where many of you guys are going to just look past that, forgive that, or you don't mind, and just enjoy the content, yeah. In a world where many of you guys are going to do that, then I don't see how you could be not blown away by Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel is operating at a level of production and just ingenuity, and it's good television, man. I don't know what else to tell you. Like, if you can accept the genre and you can get down, Miss Marvel's good, man. I don't know how else to say this. I really enjoyed episode 1. Shocked at how much I enjoyed it. Perhaps that comes from lower expectations. Perhaps that comes from watching Kenobi twice before I watched it or whatever. But you know, Miss Marvel's legit, man. I'm gonna be checking it out. I might even do a video about Miss Marvel today, just kind of expressing my opinions about it and telling people that they should give it a shot. I'm not saying you'll like it. You know, we did a Nerd Venture stream yesterday, and I talked about this yesterday, and many folks were like, I didn't like it, you know, that tried it. That's cool. No harm, no foul. I think, it is what it is. It's a tween coming-of-age show. But, it's good. It's legit. It is legit. So, there's that one. Okay, so, now let's get into the Kenobi, shall we? Shall we dance? May I have this dance, chat? And may we dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? Okay, so here's where I want to start with. Put into chat your score for Kenobi episode 4 out of 10. Out of 10. Put your score for Kenobi episode 4 out of 10 in the episode. Damn. Are you looking at this chat right now? Are you guys witnessing the scores? Like, are you guys looking at this? Damn. Bro, Lucasfilm, are you aware that this is what's happening? Wow. I mean, you tell me, chat, what do you see? What do you see? Damn. Okay. So here's the thing. Really hilarious, awkward, but very on brand for me situation with Kenobi. Kenobi episode 4 is my favorite of the episodes. Ugh, how could you like it? It's true. It's my favorite of the 4, man. And it's got some stuff in Kenobi episode 4 that I really liked. It has the best stuff of the show, in my opinion. Okay, like, for instance, Kenobi actually using his saber, actually deflecting blaster bolts. That shit was cool, man. You know? The stuff where he comes out of the dark and cuts that one dude down and then cuts the other dude down, who is the bravest soldier in all of the Empire. Oh, man, I can't wait. Because don't worry, there's another shoe that's going to drop here in a minute. But for now, let me just be nice. The part where there's a big, crazy mystery at the bottom of the Inquisitor's palace and the other Jedi, Force-sensitive folks, that's frozen in amber. That is legitimately the most interesting, cool thing that they've done in the show. And they try to do a lot of cool shit in the show. It's the most interesting thing they've done in the show. I will probably do a whole video on that and why that's really cool and, like, you know, theories, blah, 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 right? So it has some of my favorite stuff in the show, you know, and getting to see Obi-Wan, like, do his thing, you know, I was into it, man. Having said that, upon revisiting it, and honestly, like, dude, like, here's the thing that I think is so funny about that, because I was where many of, I think, you guys are at right now. I was there after last week. I was really down on episode 3, and a lot of people really loved episode 3. And I get it, because it was like Vader, and there was cool Vader shit, you know? I get it. But, like, I've already mourned. In some ways, I feel like I've already mourned the show. Like last week, you know what I mean? So I was already at a place where I was like, okay, here, let me put it to you this way. Have you guys ever listened to that Drake song where it's like, the guy's like, don't think about it too much. Anybody? That should be the subtitle of Kenobi. Like, legit. Don't think about it too much, bro. Like, because if you do, if you turn on the old brain and you start thinking about it, you're probably going to get triggered. And as I watch the fan discourse and I watch, like, different people break it down and everything like this, it's very funny because I kind of I guess, like, where my sort of perspective on the show was, like, after 3, I got really, really disappointed. And so episode 4, to me, because it had the most enjoyable things that I've seen in the show, I kind of, like, it brought me up a little bit, right? But I think a lot of other folks, like, they liked episode 3. They expected the writing at the end of that episode to make sense with Vader and shit, right? So they expected it to, like, actually make sense. Okay? And then you get into episode 4, and it's just very clear that this writing, it doesn't make any sense, dude. Like, the writing is... How do I put this? The writing is beyond bad. It overcomplicates things that don't need to be overcomplicated. Star Wars has never actually been about the writing. I'm going to say some shocking shit today. Hold on to your buttholes. Star Wars has actually never had really strong writing. It's got strong storytelling. It's mythic. It's perennial. The writing has never been strong, dude. A New Hope's writing is not strong. It's not good dialogue. It's aided immensely by operatic music. The writing has never been the best part of Star Wars. And yet, Kenobi is overly complicated in some of its writing. It, like, forgets that there's this operatic element of the story, that it's really about themes, characters, you know, those kind of things. It forgets that and overcomplicates shit that it doesn't need to overcomplicate. And then it is Looney Tune level bad with its own logic. Like, it's absurd. Again, don't think about it too much. Because if you start to look at, if you really start to think about it, bruh, don't do it. I'm telling you right now, don't do it. Don't start to think about it. Within this episode alone, there's so much, like, ridiculous bad writing, okay? Shall we begin to go through it? Shall we begin to go through it? Look, Kathy Kennedy's sock puppet account keeps spamming that Kenobi is a 10 out of 10. Can we do something about that, please? First of all, they don't explain shit about Episode 3, which means that Vader was really afraid of big fire. Or maybe the marshmallow excuse is actually real, dude. Do you know what I mean? Like, maybe the marshmallow excuse is legitimate. Bruh, it's so uneven. It's so ridiculously, wildly, unbelievably, uncontrollably uneven. O'Shea's Jackson character goes legitimately from saying, hell nah, to hell yeah, within it, like, 30 seconds. Okay? Don't think about it too much. Okay. So the most impenetrable base that no one would be stupid enough to attack has no defenses, doesn't even have blaster-proof glass underwater? What? You know, it's just so wild, bro. Like, even Reva's character is, like, wildly uneven. How does she have all of this power and so vicious in certain scenes, and then when it comes to Game of Thrones lady, and when it comes to young Leia, she's soft as fuck? Like, I just don't get it. It's like, it's just like literal plot armor. It's, like, bad. On top of that, the high alert security base, after the sirens go off, right, doesn't notice Obi-Wan doing a literal Looney Tune move by hiding Leia under the coat. And, you know, the more I thought about that scene, I was like, dude, that scene's bad, but the explanation, it's obvious. Kenobi was probably sitting on top of Leia's shoulders. And she's so strong, because of course she is, because she's Leia, that she's holding this old man up and waddling along. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's so bad. On top of that, they're on high alert and they're not going to notice. Like, literally, they're on high alert and they're not going to fucking notice. And what are these TIE fighters for? Are they for show? Are the TIE fighters for show? How do the speeders, how did they even get those fucking speeders on world? Do those speeders have hyperdrives? What the fuck is happening? The speeders come in the impenetrable base. Don't think about it too much. The impenetrable base gets taken out by a couple fucking snow speeders? And they're on high alert. Bro, they're on high alert. And they're just going to let the snow speeders go. A stormtrooper that watches a blue lightsaber come out of the shadow and cut down his friend in front of him literally says, "There's no way out," and stands there and is sliced and diced up again. Game of Thrones lady is so good at hand-to-hand combat against fully armed troopers and grown-ass men that why did she even need Kenobi? Why didn't she literally be like, "Hey, old man that was rolling around in fire and somehow only got their arm burned. Yeah, you, old man. Why don't you just sit here and shut the fuck up? I'll go take care of business." Bro, she beats the shit out of a grown-ass man 5 feet away from a terminal where there are a ton of other people and then just walks back low-key. It's all good. What the fuck happened, dude? How did we get here? How did we arrive here? And I think these are the reasons. These are some of the issues that have people kind of turning on the show. And look, here's the thing for me. I think where I'm at right now, the best scenario forward is that we have an absolute fire episode 5. We have an absolute fire episode 6. And then we can look back and be like, you know, it was probably worth it. You know what I mean? Like, it was probably worth it. Like, that shit was whack at times. But damn, that ending was strong. You know what I mean? And I do hope for that. I really do. But what if we don't get that? Has anybody considered, like, what if Kenobi is bad? Because, again, like, look, you know, I said it earlier on, but I'm just going to repeat it. Star Wars writing has never been super strong. So, in some ways, it's like, it's kind of faux pas to be like, oh, dude, the writing is this bad. But, dude, this is on another level bad. Like, it's really, really bad. Like, Looney Tune level bad. I really don't understand it. You know, like, I really don't understand it. And then there's this thing going around right now about how the writer, like, forgot about the Revenge of the Sith scene where Kenobi watches Palpatine call him Vader. You know what my worst fear is? That this show will be literal subpar television. And the majority of the Star Wars fan base will just eat it up and applaud it. And Lucasfilm will be so disconnected from the reality of what they're making that we will just be assured more and more and more of this. And I think that for me, the most important thing in the next few weeks is to, look, we're being snarky and yeah, we're having fun up here. We're being entertaining. Some of you guys are getting triggered as fuck, but at the end of the day, I really am just trying to, like, with open arms, walk into the living room with all of us together, family meeting in the living room, and to walk in and say, I must respectfully, without vitriol or animus, say, that was not it, fam. And I am not down for more of that. Because if we don't, like, if the Star Wars community, and the jury is still out. We don't know. It could be, like I said, the next few episodes could be absolute fire. Maybe the ending will not be as horrible as we thought it was going to be with the leaks, right? If it's straight fire, it's straight fire. But if it's literally just more of this, there has to be a voice in that room of Star Wars fans that are just saying, Lucasfilm, we're not over here happily shitting on all your stuff. We're not over here trying to be toxic as fuck about everything. You know what I mean? But just so you know, this was not it. Do you know what I mean? So, Kenobi, let me ask you guys this. That maybe this is, let's go to Poll Town. This is what I want to know. Let's do a couple. Let's ask the class. First question, very straightforward. Is Kenobi bad so far? So if you think it's okay, good, or great, then you will say no to this question. I'd like to know. Is Kenobi bad so far? If you think it's mid, I don't think you could say it's bad then. If it's mid, it's not bad. I'm asking you legit. Is it bad? Not is it okay, not is it not great, is it bad so far? And we'll just see what happens. We'll just see. Let's wait on this. Yeah. So 54% of the people so far, and it's shifting a little bit, but 50, percent of the people that are watching it right now are saying that it's literally bad so far. So I'll wait a couple more minutes because I actually want to take this to another place. And I love the people in the chat that are saying, like, if you're saying it's bad, you're retarded, or if you're saying it's good, you're stupid as fuck. Like, nah, but like people, I want to really, like, because this is a moment, right, where we have to allow people to have their opinions, and we got to respect that. Like, there are probably people out there, like, I know there are people that love this show, that are all about it. And I would never say to them, like, you're dumb, or, like, make a judgment on a person based on their opinion. Because this, again, I fear that the well has been spoiled in a lot of ways, and that this discourse is it's so challenging to have this conversation. Because, frankly, a lot of grifters have sort of poisoned the well of conversation around Star Wars. 100%. I've been saying this for years, by the way. You know what I mean? Look, do what you do. It's all good. But at the same time, a lot of people have cried wolf when it comes to Star Wars and Lucasfilm over the littlest, stupidest, insignificant shit. And they've like read about Kathy Kennedy for years to make money. And that has poisoned the discourse. Because now I can't, and I feel like it's very hard for people to come out and say, hey man, respectfully, this shit ain't it. You know what I mean? So in this moment, I think it's like so important that we don't belittle people, that we are respectful of their opinions, but we also get to the fucking bottom of this shit, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we need to get to the bottom of this shit, bro. Like, there has to be a mature voice in the room that represents the Star Wars fandom that is giving legitimate criticism. That's what I think. Okay? So, let me ask another question. I want you to be fair and objective about this. Fair and objective about this, if you can. Let's just call it half. It's 53%. It's a little bit over half. Let's just say this. Let's state it for the sake of this next question. Let's state it as fact that half of the Star Wars fan base thinks Kenobi is bad after 4 episodes. Are you still with me? For the sake of the next question, let's just consider it as fact that half the Star Wars fan base thinks Kenobi is bad after 4. Okay? Here's the question. Are you surprised at how many fans dislike this show? Like, I guess there's a better way to say this. Let me think about this. I guess what I'm asking is, did you expect after 4 episodes that half the fan base would think it's bad? That's the best way to say it. Can I fit that into a poll? Let's see here. Did you expect half the fans to dislike Kenobi after 4 episodes? That's the best way to ask it. Did you expect this? Be fair. Be objective if you can. Because I did not. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to be as fair, you know what I'm saying? Because they need to know, bro. Yeah. The majority of us did not expect it to be like this. Like, dude. Like, I think we could all agree, right? That, like, the Kenobi show's a big deal. Like, it's funny because I think there are other things. Like, let's talk, like, Book of Boba Fett, right? Book of Boba Fett was middies, for sure. But there were a lot of people that were like, I don't give a fuck about Boba Fett. You know what I mean? And so, like, you do a kind of weird Boba Fett show. Just to be honest, there's really not a large group of people out there that are going to be really upset that Boba's not good. Tamara Morrison, by the way, making really interesting comments about going back to the old Boba Fett. Have you guys seen that? He's talking about how he would love to kind of do things differently or to get back to the old Boba Fett. Have you seen that? You know, tell me, yes or no. Did you see him talking about that? Because he's been pretty vocal about it. You know, Boba being whatever, not the end of the world. You know what I mean? But with this show, Kenobi, Vader, Leia, Luke, like, you're literally touching some of the most sacred shit to Star Wars. It baffles the mind that they didn't put more into this, dude. Like, I just don't get it, man. And as a fan, I'm shocked that they are allowing this level of content to come out for what I consider to be such an important part of the Star Wars mythos and such important characters. So again, like, with all due respect, what the fuck? Like, that's kind of where I'm at. Is like, I mean, and also, I mean, the other side of this is that the second shoe hasn't even dropped, right? Because, of course, the leaked ending is floating around there. And so for some of us, it's really hard to imagine how we get from where we're at here to that ending in a satisfying way. Will this be another situation like Rise of Skywalker, where many, including myself, got wrapped up in the moment, thought the movie was dope at first, and then slowly the rose-colored glasses came off? Will a lot of the fans that are defending Kenobi right now realize, after it's done, that it was a poor attempt to dangle nostalgia in front of us to get us to show up for a show like this without the care and love that we would expect came with that? I don't know, bro. I don't know. So it's a weird time to be a Star Wars fan. I could not have. I mean, I knew when I read the leaks, I was like, holy shit. But before that, bro, I don't know. I never in a million years would have imagined that this is where we would be at after 4 episodes and where we would generally be at for the show. You know? So I think that's probably all I want to say about it for now. We'll get into Q&A, though. We'll go over Super Chats. We'll hang out in the chat. And, you know, again, like, I think that you have to, at least for me, like, what I'm trying to do is be as fair and even-handed as I possibly can while also being very real about how I feel about the show. So there you have it. There you have it, man. There you have it. Okay. So let's get into Q&As. Unfortunately, I botched the thingy mababi at the beginning, so I can't bring them up on screen, but I will go through the different chats. So let's get into that. Let's get into the chats, man. Don't think about it too much. Yo, the writer must have had that shit bopping. Like, he's writing, he's sitting there like, I just sitting there smoking probably 6 blunts, typing away, you know, and he's blasting that. He's blaring that fucking song, right? Don't think about it too much. He's like, does Kenobi know about Vader? Don't think about it too much. Should Leia know who Obi-Wan is? Don't think about it too much. Top secret base with a whole bunch of TIE fighters and snow speeders come in and fuck everybody up and then escape. And don't think about it too much. Okay, moving on. Okay, let's start. Let's get this show. Let's go. Christopher, first in today with a $5 holla. Thanks for the love. Says MCU fans have no room to criticize Kenobi FX after that She-Hulk trailer. Oh my God, you're right. I take everything I said about the effects back, except I didn't say shit about the effects. Because that's very low on the fucking totem pole. Thank you anyways, though, Chris. Martin says with a $20 holla, holy shit, very generous, says, I don't get how anybody can defend the Kenobi show. It is such a train wreck. Moses Ingram is such a terrible actress, and we all should just get our sleep, not waste our time on this show anymore. So I will take slight issue with the Moses comment. I got to be honest with you. I think she's doing a great job. I don't think any of this can be laid at the feet of Moses Ingram. I legitimately think she's actually like doing something really interesting with her performance. And I frankly would have loved to see a character like her in, you know, anything but the Kenobi, let's bring Hayden and Ewan back, dangle it in front of you, and then not really have them show up much after 4-episode show. Like, frankly, that's where I'm at, man. Like, I legit think Moses Ingram is doing a great job. The gravitas, the performance, the subtleties, I actually think she's doing a great job. It's just the fact that her character, honestly, her character's not even written that bad. It's all the characters around her. They've made everyone else dumb, including Vader. Darth fucking Vader's going to come in, put this chick up, and then be like, I underestimated you. What the fuck? So, I think, again, you know, different strokes, different folks, but I got to tell you, I disagree with the Moses thing. MTS 1993 says with a $5 holla, if you're Reva or any Inquisitor and a 10-year-old resists your mind probe, how do you not immediately take blood samples and check the kid's M count? No, for sure. That's actually a totally fair point. You know, that was a very tense moment in the show where two characters that are both being treated with absolute kid gloves and have the most incredible plot armor. It was like, who has stronger plot armor? You know what I mean? It was really intriguing to see how that would go. So, yeah, I agree with you there. Martin says, with a $10 holla, says, oh, yeah, Miss Marvel is 1,000 times better than the episode, than the 4 trash episodes of Kenobi. I mean, I'm on that same page, too. You know what I mean? Yeah. Old Head Mike says, new Miss Marvel bracer equals Shang-Chi 10 rings. It's possible, man. I think there's an interesting thing going on there. We'll have to see how it plays out. Yeah, who knows? Maybe it's a Terrigen crystal. Mike, Miss Marvel is my Jam Porter says, I told you so. Miss Marvel and the MCU rules. Hey, when you're right, Mike. And I went into Miss Marvel, pretty low expectations, didn't know what to think. I loved it, bro. I gotta be honest with you. I fucking love that show, dude. Like, it's good. The family's funny, dude. The dad's funny. The mom's funny. The brother's cool. That shit's important. They're really well-written characters. I don't know what to say, man. Ross says, I'm here to bask in the glory of Josh loving Miss Marvel. Well, bask away, my friend. Bask away. Defalls something says, yo, Josh, what are your 3 desert island movies? Okay, so if I had to go to a desert island and just watch movies all over the place, like over and over again, what would be my 3 movies? Revenge of the Sith. You gotta have a comedy in there, man. You know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking like terms of genre and shit, right? I'd probably say The Men Who Stare at Goats, Revenge of Sith, and then The Last Samurai. Fuck it. Those are my 3. CX Young says with a $5 Josh, my friend, has there been a moment in Kenobi that has made you go, oh crap, this is awesome, and has pulled you into the overall plot? The best moment in the show was the reveal that, you know, because, you know, we thought maybe Glup Shitto would show up in episode 4. I didn't know they were going to have a whole fucking room of Glup Shittos. Like, dude, talk about upping the ante, you know? They were like, well, what if we had a whole room full of frozen and embered Glup Shittos? Insane. Wild. Unbelievable. So, yeah, that was really, really intriguing. Rich says, please re-release the movie as is since it's Flashpoint already and then reboot with another actor. That's not a bad idea, man. Like, I actually think that would be fair. Like, you do, like, the scenes where he comes back into the proper timeline and it's just a different person or a different actor. I'm kind of down. But to be honest with you, man, like, I was already, dude, I don't know. I don't know about that movie. That's all I'm going to say for now. Moosty says, Mando seasons have double the episodes, so, of course, double the budget. I think the problem is having only 6 episodes. Crazy, because I do like the show so far. That's cool, man. That's cool. And I know there are people that like the show as well. And I think, honestly, dude, if you're really, really enjoying the show, I think that's great. Like, for real, for real. And also, if you can enjoy it in the midst of, like, a lot of people just around, like, being very negative on the show, that's great as well. Like, but at the same time, like, I can't let that affect how I view the show. And especially as a person that's like, dude, like, I love Star Wars, bro. I have 2 dogs named Luke and Leia. 2 Shiba Inu puppies. that I bought and named Luke and Leia. You know what I mean? Like, I love Star Wars, bro. I just want it to be better. Trev says, Snyderverse return falling into place if Flash movie is scrapped. I really don't know about that, brother. I don't want to. No, I don't think so. Eric says, chances of final duel in Kenobi better than Revenge of the Sith? I'd say low, but I do hope that it's dope. Because at the end of the day, like, no matter what, even if the show is goobly glob Looney Tune level bullshit and it still has an incredible saber fight, we'll still have that. It's like a toxic marriage, right? That's like, well, we still have that moment where we were on vacation in the Caymans. You know what I mean? You'll always have that moment. So I would like to have that moment. Masma says, if Zaslav canceled Raised by Wolves and not Ezra, I riot. 100%. Good take. Mr. Penguin says, what did he do? Well, there'll be a court case. Rav says, Miss Marvel proves the point. Again, it's not about gender or race. It's about good writing and people working on the show that are actual fans. Yeah, I tend to agree with that, actually. You know, it's funny because the show that is about a young Muslim girl growing up in high school and dealing with all that stuff feels more organic and less woke than fucking Kenobi, dude. Like, it's wild to me. You know, the show operates within its own logic. It feels like there's a lot of love in this show. Like, I think one of the things that I had considered with the show where I was like, man, I wonder if, like, they just didn't give it their all with this show. Because they released it in the middle of Kenobi. It's probably got really low numbers because Kenobi's sucking up all the hype, you know, and it is a kid's show, you know. And at first I was like, man, like, they probably didn't really what if they just didn't put the effort in there? I gotta tell you, man, this show's got a lot of love. The show's got a lot of love in it. It's cool. Josh I, my man, with a $20 holla. That's so generous, brother. Thank you so much, man. Says, morning, Nerd Adventures. I need some love today. My dog, Max, passed away last night, and it's hitting me hard. He was 15 years old and lived a wonderful life. These streams really helped me. I appreciate you. P.S. Take my money. Damn. That's tough, bro. I think the best thing you can do, man, is just try to remember that he was always going to pass on and that you and he had so many good experiences. You enriched his life. He enriched your life. That's what it's about. And it's a blessing that you two got to share a little bit of that journey called life together, man. You know? And, like, that's just kind of the best you can do. And just keep those memories. You know what I mean? Like, just keep those memories. And, yeah. My heart goes out to you, bro. We had to put down a family dog a couple of years back. It is a shockingly hard thing to go through. So, much love. Can we get some nerdy hearts in the chat for Josh? That's rough, man. Joao says with a $10 holla, Kenobi is all right, but I just feel like it's fallen order in the stagecraft. Trilla equal Reva. Kenobi relearns the Force like Cal, infiltrates Fortress Inquisitoris to save the next gen of Force-sensitive children. Yeah, it does have a lot of those same beats repeated, right? Yeah, it's fair. Representative Binks says with a $10 holla, I think Reva hates Kenobi because he sent a message to the Jedi not to go back to the temple, and she was there, so she couldn't be saved and got captured because of this. That is possible. I hope either way they explain it. You know what I mean? And also, like, there have been moments where they could have really pushed. They could have, like, developed Reva. It's not like they couldn't have. It's so weird to me, man. It's so weird to me. But I appreciate the love, man. Sozin's comment says with the $10 holla, I wanted to blame the writer for Kenobi being uneven, but honestly, who's the motherfucker that hired the writer? What was their selection process for the biggest Disney Plus show? Duck, Duck, Goose? Still love Star Wars, though. I know. And honestly, I want to wait until the show is done. But also, like, you gotta look at the leadership here, dude. Like, you gotta look at the leadership. Like, Kathy put this whole squad together, my friends. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, the buck stops with her. And it is shocking to me. Like, I made a joke on Twitter. I said, why is this Kathy Kennedy every time? And I picked a gif of LeBron James missing a dunk. because that's what it feels like. Dude, a Kenobi show should be a slam dunk. It doesn't even need good writing. In fact, it doesn't even need writing. Just get Hayden and Ewan together and have them fuck around, because I've had more fun watching them in interviews than I've had on your fucking show. All right, let's take it down a little bit. Let's take it down a couple of notches. Okay, anyway. Patrick says, with a $10 holla, I enjoyed Kenobi episode 4 more than most, but still can't fathom why a show called Kenobi has a brand new character getting legit as much screen time as the titular characters, while also it's spinning tires. Yeah, it's tough, bro. It's tough, bro. It's tough, bro. Bro, it's kind of fucking tough, bro. It's fucking tough, bro. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, Patrick. I really don't. Orville says, you guys should review the Orville, bro. I mean, I've heard the Orville's actually great. Maybe I'll check it out at some point. MCU Drew with a $10 holla, very generous, my friend, says, I've only recently heard coming of age as a negative. It's been part of a great it's been part of some great stories. I agree with that. Stand By Me, Stranger Things, hell, even the Ghostbusters, it can be applied to any genre. I agree with that. Generally speaking, I do agree with that, but I think also it's a select flavor. You know what I mean? If you're in the mood for pancakes and you go to a steakhouse, steak's awesome, but you're in the mood for pancakes. Do you know what I mean? So I think of it a little bit more like that. Quantum Dude says, would the show be better with multiple directors? Hard to say, my guy. Hard to say. And then he followed up and said, I don't give a fuck about Wade or Game of Thrones chick. It's wasted time. Well, first of all, you talk that way about Wade. All my homies love Wade. I can't believe they killed Wade off like that. It's crazy, right? But yeah, Game of Thrones lady. Bro, who is this lady? Why do we even need Kenobi? Let's do a Tala show. Or is it Tala, Vala, whatever? Let's do the Tala show, bro. She seems to be hard as nails. Inked Vader 81 says, Imperial base ignores T-47s flying into their base, kids hidden in trench coats. I mean, crate. Droid anything would have been better to smuggle her out. I know, bro. Like, what's happening here? What's happening here? I kind of feel like we're in a simulation. I gotta be honest. I kind of feel like we're in a simulation. Nick D with a $5 holla says, Ben Obi the coat goat. Nobody trench coat like Obi-Wan. Fair. AK Green says, Obi-Wan knows Anakin is Vader at the end of Revenge of the Sith, but he thinks he's dead. Do we know if Obi-Wan hears about Vader on Tatooine while in hiding? I'm not sure that we do. I'm not sure that we know that. So yeah, I don't really know what to say. And he probably thinks Anakin is dead. And it's even possible he thinks that a different person is Vader. But like, again, you're kind of going through mental gymnastics to make sense of sloppy writing. You know what I mean? Which is, of course, your right to do. Matthew says with a $10 holla, Kenobi feels like a safe show to me. One that will entertain normies, appease fans, and not take risks. It seems meh, but the right move... Hang on. I'm switching sides. I'm reading over here now. And not take risks. It seems like meh, but the right move by Disney to not divide folks over legacy content. Thoughts? I mean, dude, does it feel like people are not divided over this content? Do you legitimately feel that way? Because I feel like, and especially after this ending, all I can say is that it does not feel like a safe show to me. That's all I'm going to say. Quantum says again, are you actually confident the last 2 episodes will be good? It will be more of the same moving forward. We've seen more Blaster Kenobi than Lightsaber. Am I confident that the last 2 episodes will be good? No. Do I think they could be really, really good? Yes. Am I desperately clinging on to that semblance of hope? Maybe. 420 Theory says, right after I felt I enjoyed it. Then the more I started thinking about it, well, that's your first mistake. Don't think about it too much. There's no need for us to write a good show. Yeah, don't think about it too much. Sorry, member chats aren't working today. I'm sorry, dude. I fucked it up, Scotty. I fucked it up. I had the one screen open and then it's... Yeah, I'm sorry. That's on me. I might be able to see a couple of them. But for now, yeah, I'm sorry. Okay. The more I started to think about it, the more I hated it. Needed some blinkers to the face so I didn't rage. I hear you. I hear you, brother. Brandon says, Star Wars right now feels like I ordered a $60 steak special and it came out rubbery cold, an hour late, and I'm being told to just eat it and enjoy it. Not a bad analogy. And imagine if in episode 6, the chef comes out and grabs the steak and starts slapping the shit out of you with it. We'll revisit that later. John Van Gelderand Jr., one of my favorite names, says, bro, what needs to happen for Lucasfilm to realize they're the problem? I literally can't wrap my head around this. Well, look, I know some of you guys are going to get super triggered by this, but unfortunately, I do think that a lot of grifters have hurt this, right? This is why I was like really trying to get motherfuckers to stop just, beating that algorithm like a dead horse, because it really did do damage. And actually, to be fair, I actually empathize with Lucasfilm a little bit about this, because how is Lucasfilm supposed to look out into the fandom and feel like they're getting actual feedback? Like a lot of this stuff, like, bro, Dave Filoni saying some pro-women shit at a women's conference in 2012 being re-brought up to make content that tries to paint him as an SJW. Like, that's that shit, man. That's that grift. That's that fucking bullshit that has hurt the discussion. It has hurt the discussion. I don't know how we get out of this situation, and Lucasfilm is certainly to blame, but they are not the only ones to blame. We have really lost our way. And so, I honestly don't know, bro. I don't know how we get out of this. I gotta be honest. All I'm trying to do is do the best job I can at giving them maybe some semblance of fucking feedback. I don't know. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Never Lose Your Nerd says, Vader should choke himself out for letting Obi-Wan go. Yeah, what is the actual official explanation there? Is it the fact that he's big scared of fire and shit? Like, is that what the actual explanation is? I don't know. Duel says, don't think about it too much. Yeah, don't do it. Detoxing for Life says, Josh, the rich took over and corporation lives. I'm not sure what that means, but yes. The real Jesse Lee Reed with a $5 holla says, the difference between lazy writing and bad writing. A lazy writer would have explained Roken's change of mind with a Jedi mind trick by Obi-Wan. Yeah. Look, I know that some people are saying, like, oh, dude, it was his wife. Oh, yeah, he probably totally forgot about his wife up until Obi-Wan brings that up. And then, yeah, he's reaffirmed. Like, dude, it's not good. Like, I don't know how else to say it. It's not good. It is crazy for a character to be resisting a course of action and then completely 180 on their stance within a single scene. Like, that's just bad. Justin Hall says with a $5 holla, trying to be fair, I had such a high expectation for this time period, and it's like they don't get Vader at all. Underutilized him so much. Yeah, bro. I feel you, dog. I feel you, dog. Mike House says, Kenobi would have been better served in a 2-hour-plus movie rather than Snyder Cut stretched into 6 hours. So far, it would have been if it were tighter with less filler. Yeah, I think that's actually fair. That's a fair take. Fair take, Mike. Fair take, my friend. Fair take. Wait, where we at? Okay, here we go. Noah says, did you see the CGI stormtroopers? I'm gonna be honest, I really didn't. That's like the least of my worries, is like the CGI in the show, just being honest. Matei says, with $100 million, Black Adam looks mid AF. The Flash is cursed. Just give Gunn full control. Motherfucker is carrying the DCEU on his back along with Reeves. I mean, you had me in the first half. Miss Marvel surprised me, by the way. Loved Iman and the episode overall. Me too, man. She was great. She was great, and I liked that episode. And yeah, what do you guys think about Black Adam? Here, let me end this poll. Let's start a new poll. Let's start a new poll. Did the Black Adam trailer get you hyped for the film? Boom. Let me know. I'm interested. Kendall says, it's all just cool moments without caring for the story. That fire scene in episode 3 was just for kicks and giggles. Obi Mid should have not been made. Bro, I gotta be honest, I'm kind of with you, bro. Like, what is the deal? Like, and also, what is he doing in his ship? How does Roken have intel that Vader is in his ship? Why is Vader in his ship? And how does he arrive at the base like that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's just so much. Oh, my God, bro. Don't think about it too much. Rayumbo says, how did they not think to put Dave and John on this project? This deserved more money and probably to be a movie. I think Reva is FS a co-protagonist. Take my money. Yeah, she absolutely is. Absolutely. And yeah, that's another question. It's like, why wouldn't you just put Dave and John on this? You know what I mean? Like, I just really don't understand, especially like after it kept having problems. Like, these are the scripts you went with? Super Fry says with a $10 holla, most complaints for this show are legit, and I agree with it. But also, I'm really loving the show while being aware of its issues. This is the most in the middle I've been with Star Wars content in a while. I think that is fair. It's absolutely a fair take, man. It's a fair stance to have. Angry Liquid says with a $10 holla, this show is weak sauce. Part 1, Leia kidnapped. Part 2, Leia rescued. Part 3, Leia kidnapped. Part 4, Leia rescued. I mean, what in the fick is going on with this show? Yeah, it's just really bad writing, man. I don't know how else to say it. It's like really bad writing. Like really bad. MCU Drew comes in with another 5. Kenobi was worth it just for the Josh clips. I'm officially on board for season 2. Average Dune Enjoyer says, Lucasfilm should just drop live action every 2 years, all written by Dave and John, directed by Bryce, and go all in on animation in between. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, like, again, I'm hopeful. I guess best case scenario. The last 2 episodes are dope. Overall, we enjoy it. And yet, there's still a pretty resounding voice out there that's like, hey, Lucasfilm, what if you didn't do this anymore? Stop going back to legacy characters. Stop going back to these different plots. Stop it. Like, that would be great. Is like if they somehow got the feedback, changed their ways, and also the show ended decently. You know? Something like that. Yeah, Hugh says, the writer saying with Vader less is more is exactly what's starting to go wrong with this show. I mean, yeah, I mean, I've heard other people say that as well. It's like, you know, the people that say like, oh, well, dude, I didn't want Doctor Strange to come into the show to like take away from Wanda. Or like, we didn't want this cool character to come in there and take it away or whatever. Like, yeah, I'm not down with that kind of stuff. Little Tommy Glizzle says, I'd be thinking about it too much. Yeah. Mars V with a $5 holler says, it's a sad day in the Star Wars fandom when Miss Marvel Episode 1 is better than all of Kenobi. It is a sad day. I don't know, bruh. I honestly I'm at a weird place. I'm at a weird place, man. Trying to be fair. Kendall says, it's just cool moments. Yes, we already read that one. Yeah. Thanks for that, man. Pretty Nikki says, with a $10 holla, very generous, says, sorry, but that interrogation scene was so bad. Don't hate the show. Just think it's mid AF. Take my money. That's totally fair. And I think the other question here is, like, again, I actually do feel like this should be maybe where we kind of stand, right? Like, imagine if all of the Star Wars fandom is like a jury, and we all kind of come out, we like go in the back and we deliberate, like, you know, these streams and in situations like that, and then we kind of come out with a ruling or our take. I think the take should probably be Kenobi was okay, and it should have been amazing. Like, is that not a fair take? Like, even those of you that are enjoying the show, would you not want the show to be much better? I think that's probably the most fair take. Is like, Kenobi was just all right, and it really should have been incredible. And maybe that would be like enough to like reach them. Maybe that could be something that they'd actually get down with, and they'd be like, okay, fair, and we've heard you, and we're going to do better, right? That would be cool. Pioneers Get the Arrows says, why is Star Wars Theory dodging Nerd Theory? Speeders hover now? I don't think he's dodging Nerd Theory. I think that he's just had some stuff going on, man. Things happen. You know what I mean? Like, I've talked to him. We're good. I don't think there's anything like that going on, to be honest with you. I am really curious how... I think he's doing a very good job of handling his feelings with the show while also being respectful. And I think he's doing a good job. I think episode 6 might break him, and we'll have to see. I think episode 6 might break me, and I don't know what to expect for our content together and our content separately after the show is done. I honestly don't know what to expect. I've been thinking about, you know, maybe we should book a spa. You know, what if the week after Kenobi comes out, we do a Nerd Theory live from the spa, and we have like it starts with like a vlog where like Theory and I are getting like pampered. We got cucumbers on the eye, mud on our butts, you know, and we're just, you know, because we're like, we needed a little something. You know what I mean? And then like we get after the spa, you know what I mean, in the fucking robes. And we do a Nerd Theory like that. That's kind of like, I have half a mind to think that's probably the way that we should do it. We'll see what happens. Enrique says, how is Kenobi dry after literally just swimming? Don't think about it too much. You know what else pissed me off about that? Why is there no water coming through the door? You're telling me the door? How is the door? I don't think about it too much. Kalisto with a $20 holla says, Man of Steel isn't part of your desert island list. It's a masterpiece. It is a masterpiece, but I'm thinking about rewatchability. I mean, I've rewatched Man of Steel like a lot, but I'm thinking of like rewatchability and utility. I could watch The Last Samurai to the end of time. I've already watched Revenge of the Sith probably 1,000 times. And The Men That Stare at Goats is hilarious. Infinitely rewatchable. So, but you know what? You're probably right. It's 3 copies of Man of Steel. J Mike Gaming says, Ezra Miller and Amber Heard need to get married. That'd be a fun reality show. Mars V with a $5 holla says, where are all the anti-female Muslim comments about Miss Marvel Lucasfilm? Thought the fans are all racist and sexist. That's actually a fair point. Up Nichols Schley says, hello. 4th episode was missing a saber throw. What do you think of the Black Adam trailer? All the best. Well, thank you very much for that. 66% of you say that the Black Adam trailer is not getting you hyped. I'm there. That's where I'm at. That trailer did nothing for me. You know, The Rock is starting to feel like Woody Harrelson, meaning the role he plays in every movie is himself. Like, that's not Black Adam. I've read a couple Black Adam comic books. That's not Black Adam. That's the fucking Rock, dude. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. I don't like necessarily want the movie to do bad, but it's not doing anything for me. Kendall says, it may be easier for people to not see Miss Marvel as woke because the opposing message is coming from her mom and not targeting anti-SJW crowd directly. Well, also, I'll tell you this. I think that in my opinion, Kendall, it's actually handling the issue well. It's not heavy-handed. It's bringing in nuance. It's done through the lens of different characters, you know? So I think it's actually just generally handled better and feels more organic, right? It's like if you can accept the genre and you can accept the character, then the story feels quite organic, right? And again, very different than what happened in Marvel Comics, because in All New, All Different Marvel, their strategy was fuck all the Avengers and characters that people absolutely love. Now this is what you're getting, right? That's a different strat, dude. That's like, oh, you like that? Slap it out of your mouth and like give you something you don't, right? If you don't like Miss Marvel, you don't got to watch it. There's a lot of other dope stuff from Marvel that's out there, even coming out in the rest of the year. So I kind of feel like it's actually just handling it well, and it's not trying to replace anything. And to be honest with you, most folks wouldn't be mad if she replaced Brie anyway. Jedi Knight and friend Takara Dune says, Kenobi has great actors, and all the pieces are there. It's like a team of all-stars that misses the playoffs. Yeah, like the first season where the Miami Heat got together. Although I think they got it together, actually, but they started out shaky. It all falls back on KK. No leadership. Absolutely agree with that. You know what else, too? This is going to be a total out-of-left-field comment for many of you because it's sports ball. But I've been really enjoying the NBA Finals so far. I think it is a fascinating matchup, right? Because you've got Golden State, a bunch of shooters, a bunch of smaller players, and honestly, not as athletic. Like, look, I love Steph Curry. He's literally too cocky to hustle. Like, you know how they say, like, Vader can't run because he's got to just walk because he's badass? Like, that's Steph Curry. He's got to have the mouthpiece hanging out of his mouth, and he's got to be looking swagged out. He can't go for a jump ball. He can't jump on the ground. He's too cool and not athletic enough. And it's funny to watch, like, a team like that, a dominant team in the Golden State Warriors that's just a bunch of shooters that are unathletic. And especially in the last, in last night's game, Boston's big, strong. They've got hustle. It's really interesting to watch this matchup. I don't know which way it'll go, but I've been enjoying the hell out of it. It's really interesting. Chris P says with the $10 holla, Andor is going to be better than Kenobi. Lucasfilm has already proven to me, at least they don't care about its legacy characters. Couldn't even get the OG cast for a scene together in The Force Awakens. Yeah, I think it's a lack of understanding of what would really pop. You know what I mean? They don't know how to read the room, basically. Brandon says with the $10 holla, my issue is this doesn't feel like Disney is honoring George's vision. They are determined to push their own agenda and do their own thing, that they completely miss the magic that is Star Wars. Okay, so I agree. Okay. Here's the big difference. Here's the big difference. You look at a show, or rather, you look at a movie like Top Gun Maverick, okay? Top Gun Maverick isn't trying to bring people that liked the first Top Gun to a film and then, like, switching up the formula. Top Gun Maverick knows exactly what it is. It knows exactly why you like the other movie, and it's just going to give you what you want. It's as advertised. What do you expect from a Top Gun Maverick or a Top Gun movie? That's it. You're going to get it. And you're going to get it in spades. And it does feel like Star Wars cannot do that. For whatever reason, they can't do that, or they're uninterested in doing that. They don't want to take the prequels and just give you more of the prequels. Do you know what I mean? Like, they can't even do or are uninterested in doing the most layup of shit. Like, dude, the Kenobi show should be a fucking layup, bro. It's crazy to me. Pioneers Get the Arrows says, favorite set piece, hiking trail or Jedi Fallen Order level? Oh, I like the Jedi Fallen Order level, 100%. Beep, beep. Amen. Jordan Baldridge says, people complaining about Reva should realize she's the main antagonist. She's going to get time. They basically did the opposite of Cad Bane in Book of Boba Fett. So if we accept that she's the main antagonist, does that somehow make the writing of the show better? I don't necessarily understand your point there, my guy. Detoxing for Life says, straight up, dude, Ewan and Hayden got their peanut cut. I don't know what that means. But right on. C-Dub says, Kenobi writer, I've done nothing to break lore. I've added to it. Seriously, come the F on. Yeah, I don't know about that, man. But then again, he doesn't even know the lore. So how are we surprised? Patrick says, do you think making Obi-Wan a mopey hermit that lost his Force abilities was made that way to justify what they did with Luke in The Last Jedi to the fan base? I don't think so. I don't think it's that deep, bro. I just think that, like, it's because honestly, like, you're giving him too much credit, dude, in my opinion. Like, that ain't it. This is paint by numbers story development. Let's take the character from a broken place and restore hope to him over time. Like, you know what I mean? So I think you're kind of giving him too much credit. Carl says, if you are going to have all these plot holes, at least make it super cool. That I can agree with. That's a take I can definitely get down with. Have Reva kill Leia, Vader kill Kenobi, and set up Luke as Starkiller. I mean, honestly, yeah, if you're going to break canon, like, just fucking do it, dude. Just crush it. Break it like a freaking wood plank at a martial arts demonstration. Just karate chop that shit. Jack D. Whiskey says, the Tala and Reva show equal Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Yeah. Yeah, not a bad take. Not a bad take. Okay, let's go. Let's finish her off strong. Let's finish her off strong. You guys are funny, man. You guys are cracking me up, man. You guys is pretty funny, man. Wolfie says, enjoyed Nerd Theory this past Monday. Oh, wait. Yeah, I know, brother. Oh, shit, what the fuck? I know. And all I can say is that I look forward to next week. Michael Phantom says with a $5 holla, Vader could have planted tracker on Kenobi, and Reva could not somehow beat Leia to the ship. We would be at the same spot. Episode 4 was useless, in my opinion. Yeah, it's not that great. It's not that great. Mike says, should they clean house and get a new producer? Marvel isn't dropping the ball on almost every project. It's not all on Disney. Oh, dude, yeah, it's definitely not on Disney. That's another sort of one of those talking points. And again, look, you're free to have your opinions. You're free to do your thing. But I will always say that I think that the discourse from grifters has severely hurt the Star Wars brand. One of the problems is that, you know, like, I get a lot of people that come into my chat or into my channel that somehow believe that Marvel is doing the same things that Star Wars are doing, and I'm like, I'm befuddled by that, right? I have people that say, oh, it's not, it's not Lucasfilm, it's Disney. You know what I mean? I have people that say Sony handles their movies better than Marvel. And there's, like, all these, like, talking points and narratives that I think are literally created by grifters that people just parrot. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, none of that makes any sense to me. None of it makes any sense to me. You're like, it's like laughably out of touch. Do you know what I mean? Like, but hey, this is where we're at, right? This is where we're at. And to say that it's all on Disney is ridiculous, dude. It's ridiculous, in my opinion. Nick says, Vader kind of pissed, snaps random kid's neck. Vader super pissed. It's okay, Reva. I'm here and I forgive you. I know. So uneven. Wildly uneven. Rhett says, say they do pull the old bait and switch with Reva, and she's trying to get the seat of the Grand Inquisitor to help save Force-sensitive children or sabotage the Empire. Does this help the show? Or is it putting too much attention on Reva? That's kind of interesting. I don't know that it would do much for the show. You know what I mean? Because the show is more than a singular plot twist. Like, there's editing, music, other things. But I would say that it would make the Reva character more interesting, I guess is the best way I could say that. Kevin says, why do you all blame Kathy Kennedy? Sure, she is the president of Lucasfilm and has total and complete control over all facets of production. But Dave Filoni has been executive creative director since 2020. Okay, so Kevin, here's the deal, man. It is because she is the leader, president, head producer, the mouthpiece. She is the... I would ask you, I would counter, why do you not blame her? Like, that's a legitimate question. Why do you not blame her? Like, is there an answer for that? Is there an answer for why people don't blame Kathy at all? Like, that's a serious question. I would ask that. Scott says, if Vader in ship on way to base, how doesn't he intercept Wade and the girl? Dude, he took the back entrance. Because he took the back way in, and they took the front way in. And he was, I mean, that's what it is. I mean, come on. You know what I mean? All right, let's keep going. Type O negative says, imagine the jarring transition from watching Kenobi to A New Hope. All of a sudden, different universe with intelligent, competent characters. Yikes. MCU Drew says, can we get a Kenobi edit with Josh singing, don't think about it, after each questionable scene? I mean, it's going to be a lot of that. Kenobi gets his power back because he needs to do a thing, not because he gets over his demons. Think Toby, Spider-Man 2. Last duel felt irrelevant. Yeah, man, it's a little bit rough. Jordan says Polynesian spot. That would be cool, too. I'd be down with that. Cole says, I have been enjoying Kenobi. I feel the character choices are aligned with both emotions and galaxy politics. I will say it is a bit underwhelming. Well, we can meet there, my friend. I'm glad you're enjoying it. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, even if you just consider it to be underwhelming, that's a problem, you know, in my opinion. 420 says, its mediocrity infuriates me more than if it were just straight up bad. I feel like they used Hayden as a marketing ploy to get more of us to watch. I mean, that is absolutely what they did, and they are well within their rights to do so if they delivered on it. We still got 2 episodes, so we'll wait and see. I do think you're still going to get that flashback. Like, I still think you're going to get that flashback, and I think it'll be cool. But, yeah. DJ says, Lucasfilm needs to watch more of your channel. Oh, no. No. I don't know about that, man. Patrick says with the $20 holla, I don't get how they have accurate-looking Groot merch. Folks dress like Gamora and Drax at Avengers Con when virtually no one knows what they look like. Same with Captain Marvel. Not like the podcast give a 45-minute accurate description. I think that's a fair criticism, but also, like, just real talk, dude. Like, who fucking cares, dude? Like, if that's, like, really gonna bug you, you know what I mean, in the show, like, sure, that's fine. But, like, this kind of goes to this thing for me with, like, Marvel, like, where everybody's all butthurt about Thor, right? Like, oh, man, I can't believe they did this shit to Thor. Dude, who the fuck gives a fuck about Thor? Like, I'm a huge Marvel fan. I don't give a shit about Thor. I've never had an attachment to Thor in the same way that I have an attachment to Obi-Wan, or in the same way that I have an attachment to Luke Skywalker or whatever. Fucking Thor? Thor. Really? That's the hill you want to die on? That's what you're super butthurt about? And like I get it, Patrick. And sure, that is a fair point. But bro, like, you're that triggered that in the MCU people know about Groot? I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know, man. It's like a weird flex, in my opinion. Weird flex. But okay. Okay, here we go. We're almost through. Detoxing for Life says, listen, Disney bought Marvel, and the writing is great. Kevin's Vizio is great. We can't blame Disney for Kenobi. It's freaking Kathleen Kennedy. What can we do? We have to try to be the voice in the room, man. And yeah, that's totally fair. Type O negative says, Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Boba Fett, Kenobi, and Vader. Lucasfilm should stay away from legacy characters. Let's go Celtics. Yeah, I'm with you, brother. Stay away from the legacy characters. Just don't do it anymore. Benjamin Reese says, my issue is that we had the background of Obi-Wan and Anakin's character development given to us by George and his directing style. This should have been written directed by Dave to give us that feel. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I can't argue with that, brother. I can't argue with that. Oh, you know what? I have to actually get out of here pretty soon, guys. I'll do this last super chat here. And I'll hang in chat for a little bit, too. They should have film/edited Kenobi like CW Arrow. Flashbacks mixed in with the... Oh, dude, that would have been brilliant. Because then you would have at least had a lot of that flavor, right? And a lot of, like, Hayden and stuff like that. 100%. Okay. I'll be real. That was a little rocky. Okay? I got a little emotional there. My bad. Okay? My bad. Nah, I can't do Marvel Snap. I'll chill with you guys for a little bit here, and then I gotta get out of here. Elisa's at a doctor's appointment, so I gotta. Yeah. I gotta get out of here because I gotta go pick her up. She's done with a JJ Redick. I mean, that man's a shooter. Okay, did we do okay? Chat. How about this? Give me a score out of 10. How did I do today? How would you rate my performance today? Can you give me a score out of 10? How'd I do? Did I do okay? I got a little emotional. I got a little triggered. I got a little butthurt about people that have been ripping on Kathy and all that forever. Fucking crying wolf that ruined discourse just so they could make AdSense dollars. You know, I got a little out of control. Okay. Seems like I did all right. Brain dead takes as per usual. Yeah. Heard that. 1.1. My man. Thank you, Carl. A little uneven. Yeah. Okay, cool. Any other questions, guys? Any last minute things? Any last minute attempts to trigger me before I get out of here? Anybody? Anybody? The pacing was off? That's probably true, actually. That's probably fair. It was okay. Just wasn't great. Trev. Oh, jeez, Rick. Proportions were off? Okay, right on. Yeah. Oh, my God. Boba Fett or Kenobi? That's an impossible question. I mean, first of all, we got to wait for the show to be done and all that, but... let's see here. Matt C says, would you consider discussing Marvel, Disney, and comics more generally with someone like Eric July? I would absolutely consider that. But, you know, as I've said it before, look, I actually am, I like a lot of those people over on that side, right? So some of you guys, you hate this. You get super triggered by it. But, Jay, I like Jay, man. Ryan Kennel, I generally like Ryan. You know what I mean? He does his thing. He leans in. He grifts. You know what? You could say I grift. I grift off hype, right? Now, I feel a little bit better about that than grifting off drama and shit like that, right? But it is what it is. So for a lot of these guys, and this kind of came about after a couple conversations I had with Jay, it's probably better that we all just stay in our lanes. Do you know what I mean? We're not going to solve the fucking culture war. You know what I mean? That's not going to happen, right? So look, Eric's got his way of seeing things. He's got his way of making content. I don't... It's hard to even say, right? Because you could say, oh, well, he doesn't even believe some of this stuff. He's just grifting. Who the fuck knows? And who am I to say that about him, right? So on some level, sure, I'd love to have a conversation. I'd love to ask some questions and to kind of dig into this stuff a little bit more. But at the same time, perhaps it is best that we all just stay in our lanes. You know what I mean? So that's my answer on that. Jack says, why aren't the episode 1 hour long? I thought it was a 6-hour movie. 38 minutes with credits. Yeah. Oh, did he really? I didn't know that, Trev. I didn't know that about that. Do I believe the animated MTG series will be better than Mid-Nobi? Absolutely. Let me ask you this, though, Frex. Are the Russo brothers still involved? I heard a rumor they were no longer involved in that project. Which one's that? There's always a bigger blinker. Nice, dude. Yeah. Morbius is legit better writing than Kenobi. Oof, that's rough. That's rough. Oh, yeah, no. My wife legitimately does have 2 stomachs because she's got our son in her belly. You know what I mean? And I assume he has a stomach. Maybe 2. What's MTG? Magic the Gathering. They stepped away. I got to be honest. That's not a confidence builder, brother. That doesn't make me feel great. Have I read any of the Moon Knight comics? Yeah, I have. I actually I like Warren Ellis's run quite a bit. It's only 6 issues, and it's really, it's weird, but I like that kind of shit. Have I noticed that the Kenobi episodes are themed to the first 6 Saga movies? I had not noticed that, actually. Yeah, I had not noticed that. Yeah, Sinbad says, Miss Marvel outshined Kenobi. It's true. In my opinion, it's true. It's now being made by Jeff Klein. He has made some Transformers stuff. Well, that's kind of cool. Stevie, yes. We did a whole hour on that, Steve. I was like, look, Stevie is right. I had PowerPoint. I had a laser pointer. I had a Rolodex. I had dice. You know, it was wild. It was wild. So, is Miss Marvel appropriate for an adult? I mean, I can't answer that for you. I enjoyed it. You might not. It certainly is like a tween, coming of age story. If you can get down with that, you can jive. That's cool. What about the post-credit scene? Bro, what? There's a post-credit scene? Get out of here. For real? Someone gift me a member, please. I need to rejoin my fellow Nerd Vengers. I would love for that to be a thing. We don't have access to that yet. Do y'all think Grogu is a secret clone of Omega? Omega. Okay, well, I'll have to go back and watch the post-credit scene. Wow. Look at me. I'm supposed to be this big Marvel fan. And I turned the show off after that. Imagine that. Man, I'm such a dummy. Dude, did it really? Oh, that's cool, man. Okay, I'll have to check that out. That's cool. Okay, everybody, much love to you all. In all seriousness, I know I dipped a little bit into the toxicity pool. I'm trying to do my best here. I really don't like a lot of what's going on. I'm trying to be open to it. Just going to do the best we can. Again, I really think there needs to be a voice in the room that can criticize and maybe even criticize harshly and not be discounted, not be dismissed out of hand because of past behavior. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm looking for. Elijah says, let everyone have a toy to play with. When was the last time Lucasfilm uplifted a straight white male? Kenobi is a buffoon, and even Vader is... Hang on, what's this last part here? Is outplayed by Reva. Yeah. So, again, I think... the straight white male thing for me is a little bit weird, but whatever. We'll let it go. I think the way I would say that is there are fans out there that just like alpha characters or that just want the characters that they loved to do the things that they did before, right? Like in the Maverick movie, like he's doing more of him. He's the character we know and love, man. And when he does that stuff, we're like, yeah. And I do agree that Lucasfilm seemingly is uninterested in that kind of stuff. And it's a shame. It's a shame. All right, everybody. Much love to you all. I'll see you later. I might do a video on Kenobi later. I don't know. We'll see. Should have videos, maybe tomorrow and throughout the weekend. I think we'll be back on Monday for Nerd Theory. So, we'll keep on keeping on. Much love to you all. I appreciate you. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video. Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Why do I feel like I just made it out of an obstacle course with live fire? Why do I feel like I just walked across a field full of landmines? Why does it have to be like this? Shout out to the free thinkers. That's all I got. Keep on keeping on.